An owner of a property or a business leasing the property has a responsibility to keep the property reasonably safe for guests. Additionally, the owner or the manager is responsible for warning guests of hazards on the property. Injuries from slip and fall cases can vary widely. A minor slip and fall may result in some soft tissue injuries. However, a major slip and fall can result in severe brain damage or even death. The stigma of a slip and fall claim is that it's faked. There's been so many people who have faked these falls that there's a general consensus that a slip and fall isn't real. However, the reality is that there are many people that really are injured in a slip and fall case, and these are real people with real injuries and they're real cases. In slip and fall cases, it is important to act fast because evidence tends to disappear. Many businesses these days have video cameras, and if your slip and fall is on the video, it is excellent evidence of what was wrong and what happened. Unfortunately, most of these videos are on a loop. So if you don't preserve it in the first few days or weeks, the recording will be deleted and it will no longer exist. So it is critical to preserve the evidence immediately, or at least as soon as possible in these cases. When a slip and fall occurs, the goal of the company is generally to resolve the case as quickly and as cheaply as possible. The company doesn't want a stack of insurance claims that are going to make its rates go up. The insurance company wants to also settle the case as quickly as possible for the lowest amount of money because insurance companies are not in the business of losing money. A person who's injured in a slip and fall case can be entitled to recover money for medical bills, any lost earnings or wages, court costs, and also pain and suffering. In a premises liability case, there's a number of parties that could potentially be held liable. If there's an owner of a building and a tenant is renting the building, and the injury occurs based on something the tenant did. For example, if the tenant's a grocery store, an employee was negligently mopping and someone slips and falls, the tenant's probably going to be liable for the injuries. On the flip side, if the landlord is in charge of maintaining the parking lot and there's a big hole in the asphalt and somebody trips and falls in the asphalt, it's probably going to be the obligation of the landlord to pay that claim. We've handled personal injury cases from minor slip and falls to cases as severe as a slip and fall resulting in death. So we're well equipped to handle anything that comes across our desk. Clients hire Precision Injury Law because they like the fact that they're dealing with me and not some faceless person in a large corporation. They like that they can get in touch with me. They like that I'm available. I'll take the time to educate them about the legal process. I'll give them the options of how we can proceed with their case, and they're happy with the results. What makes Precision Injury Law different from other firms is we are a small boutique firm, and we take the time to craft the right solution for each individual client. Client communication is key. I do my best to return phone calls and emails the very same day. As a lawyer, sometimes I'm in trial and I cannot do that, so I will return calls within 48 hours. Precision Injury Law is a small firm, and the advantage of dealing with a small firm is you know who you're dealing with. I will be handling or overseeing all of the cases, so if somebody has a question, they're not calling some random department somewhere in a large firm, they'll be speaking with me. During an initial consultation for a slip and fall case, we'll talk about the actual incident, we'll talk about any available evidence, we'll talk about the injuries, we'll talk about the treatment and prognosis, and then after that, we're going to talk about the legal options the client has to get the best results for the individual client.